In the middle of the ocean, a ship deploys a crane to retrieve a 500-year-old Iron Maiden. As Discord observes, her men open the device and discover Gwen, who has remained alive all these years due to her immortality. Meanwhile, in Croatia, a team of immortal mercenaries is on a mission to halt an arms dealer. Although Andy lost her immortality 6 months ago, she still fights alongside her eternal companions. The group surveils the dealer's house, waiting for an opportunity. When a guard approaches a tree to relieve himself, Andy and former CIA agent James ambush and knock him out. Simultaneously, Nikki and Joe sneak into the garden and engage in combat with 2 other guards. When one assailant pulls out a knife, Joe loses his thumb in the scuffle, but retaliates by stabbing the attacker. His thumb reattaches once his wound heals. The couple fires into the air and steals 2 cars to lure the house guards into a chase. The guards follow on bikes, leaving the entrance open for Andy and James. As additional guards appear and open fire, the duo hides. Andy seizes a sword mounted on the wall and swiftly eliminates the attackers. She exits the room, re-enters another from a different door, and catches more guards off guard, dispatching them quickly. On the river, former Marine Niall arrives in a boat and opens fire on the rear guards. The boat crashes into the stairs, prompting her to continue on foot, gunning down the attackers. She scales a wall to reach the balcony, and when a bullet strikes her neck, her wound heals instantly due to her power. Inside, Andy and James are also locked in combat, using punches, slashes, and gunfire. At that moment, Niall swings across the building using a flag and crashes through a window to join her comrades and eliminate the last guard. Meanwhile, the chase on the mountain road escalates. As guards shoot, Joe and Nikki return fire, killing several in the process. When their cars align, Nikki climbs out to join Joe, but an enemy car collides with him, breaking his leg. The crash sends the enemy car off the road. Nikki's leg heals, and he fends off bikers before entering the vehicle. Suddenly, a new enemy vehicle crashes into them, causing them to plunge into the sea. They swim to the shore. Back at the house, the trio moves upstairs, eliminating guards until they confront the arms dealer. They shoot him, sending him over the balcony to his death. Before departing, Niall takes a spear from his collection. That evening, James receives a call from a CIA contact, who reveals the man they killed was merely a pawn. A security camera image shows the real leader is Discord, whom Niall recognizes from her dreams. She remembers seeing Discord in a library, killing a man and stealing his books. In Paris the next day, Booker drinks heavily after being expelled from the team for betrayal. When he returns to his apartment, he finds the door ajar and draws his gun. Gwen is waiting and captures him with a henchman's help. At a beach house, she explains he was easy to track due to his reckless behavior. She demands Andy's location, but Booker insists he doesn't know. Gwen is furious, thinking Andy had been in prison like her, only to discover she'd been free all along. The team splits to rest. In France, Joe tells Nikki he needs time alone. Though Nikki pretends to understand, he suspects otherwise and takes Niall to follow Joe. They find him delivering groceries to Booker. Joe and Nikki argue over Booker's betrayal but are interrupted by Niall, who found blood at Booker's apartment but no sign of him. In Korea, Andy and James visit Tua, another immortal who once refused to join their cause. Andy suspects he's the man from Niall's vision. Tua leads him to his underground library, where he documents immortal history. Some books are missing, validating Niall's dream. Tua explains Discord, the First Immortal, stole the books. He and Discord were once friends and witnessed Andy and Gwen's capture 500 years ago. Despite Tua's pleas, Discord refused to help. Tua managed to save Andy, but Gwen had already been cast into the sea. Discord spent centuries amassing power and wealth to protect herself from humanity. Though unsure why she's resurfaced, Tua knows Discord has the team's historical records. Andy reveals she's lost her immortality and fears Discord may know. The group returns to their safe house, where Tua meets the rest. Joe gets a call from Booker requesting a meeting. Nikki and Joe bring him to the house, where tension runs high. Booker informs Andy that Gwen is free and hands her a letter. Gwen wants to meet at their special place. Andy rushes off, with Niall convincing her to bring her along. At the house, suspicion toward Booker lingers. During the trip, Andy recalls the day she lost Gwen in a fire and almost killed a man out of rage. Only her memory of Gwen stopped her. At a gas station, Andy confides she fears Gwen won't like who she's become. Niall is concerned, having never seen Andy afraid. In Italy the next day, Andy meets Gwen while Niall watches from a distance. Andy apologizes and says she searched for Gwen, but the ocean was too vast. When she invites Gwen to rejoin the team, Gwen refuses, resenting humanity. Realizing Andy won't abandon her friends, Gwen walks away. Andy follows, telling Niall to stay back. At that moment, Niall spots Discord leaving a building. Andy confronts Gwen, who defends herself. They fight in an alley. Despite Andy's reluctance, both fight fiercely using their environment. Niall interrupts, warning Discord is behind them. Discord smiles and leaves, with Niall following. Gwen mentions Niall's name, and Andy realizes she was rescued by Discord. They're allies. The fight resumes, and Gwen rips off Andy's necklace, a gift from long ago. When Gwen flees, Andy chases her, but loses her in the crowd. Niall enters a church and finds Discord, who claims she witnessed Jesus' crucifixion. She mocks the team's loyalty to humanity and says she and Niall are connected, proven by their identical birthmarks. She declares Niall the last immortal and vanishes. Back at the safe house, the team debates next steps. Andy mourns in solitude. Tua asks Booker if Niall ever hurt Andy. Booker recalls their first fight, when Niall stabbed Andy. According to legend, Niall can strip immortality. Tua believes Discord wants to use this to eliminate them. He says immortality can be passed on after being wounded by Niall. The next morning, Booker tells Andy he should leave, but she lets him stay due to the crisis. He admits he envies having a lifespan with meaning. At an airport, Discord continues to manipulate Gwen, who agrees humanity deserves revenge. Later, a truck crashes into an Indonesian nuclear plant. Guards shoot, but Gwen, the driver, survives and takes a hostage. Discord's henchmen ambush the guards. Vehicles ram the building, sowing panic. More guards fall as Gwen infiltrates deeper. Booker asks Niall for a sparring match. Tua joins, and they all show incredible skill. During the fight, Niall accidentally wounds Booker, who later shows Tua the injury isn't healing, proof he's no longer immortal. He asks Tua to keep it secret. James calls a meeting with nuclear plant footage showing a bomb in the core. Suspecting a trap, the team prepares anyway. Joe privately admits fear, but he and Nikki reassure each other. They arrive on bikes, with James monitoring via earpiece. Inside, they find bombs throughout the facility. Henchmen ambush them, and to avoid triggering explosives, they engage in melee combat. During the fight, Nikki is injured by an explosion but recovers. Tua, Nikki, and Joe advance, enduring another explosion. They reach the control room and fight more enemies. Once victorious, the doors seal behind them and liquid nitrogen floods the room, freezing them. The bodies are removed. In the core room, Andy is tasered by two men. Niall attempts a daring jump to help, but falls under debris. Andy defeats her captors, but can't find Niall. Outside, James is captured. Andy, worried by the silence, is ambushed but saved by Booker. Another explosion blocks their path, forcing them to reroute. Andy breaks the cameras as Discord controls the doors. Booker reveals he gave Andy his immortality. Andy confirms this after a wound heals. As more men arrive, Booker holds him off, allowing Andy proceed. Booker is shot repeatedly, but kills his foes before dying. Niall escapes the rubble and finds Gwen. She tries to reason with her, but Gwen attacks. They fight, and Niall wounds her, stripping her immortality. As Gwen reels in shock, Discord stabs Niall and takes her body. Andy continues and discovers Gwen beside the bomb. They reminisce about their shared past, convincing Gwen not to detonate the device. Andy hears noise outside and finds Discord evacuating bodies via helicopters. Andy leaps onto a chopper, smashing a window with her axe. Though the pilot shoots her off, she recovers as one helicopter escapes. The other hovers as Discord gestures for Andy to join her. Andy jumps, drags Discord down, and they fight. They clash with swords, trading blows until Andy realizes Discord's wounds aren't healing. She's mortal. Discord intended to use Nile to absorb the team's powers. In the final clash, Discord overpowers Andy and stabs her. Discord escapes via helicopter. Andy vows to save her friends. Later, she scours Tua's library in vain. She nurses Gwen back to health. And the two reconcile. They suit up, ready to face Discord together. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.